want to address behaviours that we may have surrounding money. A lot of people that I come across really do struggle with managing their money and their finances. And it is a lot to do with behaviours that they have learned, coping skills, coping mechanisms, that kind of thing. And so I want to talk about changing your behaviour. I've met people who feel like they just seem to go on a bit of a binge spending at certain times. You know, they could have some health challenges, some medical reasons why they do all of this. And sometimes they've received labels that says, well, you're likely to have this kind of behaviour because you have got this condition. And that's all very well and good, and you do need to seek some help and get some very definite help. But I'm talking about behaviours that we have got into, and they are habits, and they are the ways that we do things that have become second nature to us, and we have to work really hard to change them. So I think there's probably 6 steps, I would say, to changing your behaviour. And the first step is having a desire to change. You will not change your behaviour if somebody else says that you should. You won't change your behaviour if you know you should. You will only change your behaviour if you decide, I am going to change. That's the first step. Sometimes you'll have to go through a few steps and keep coming back to this one. No, I'm going to change, because you will fall in a heap every now and again. These are new behaviours that you're going to be learning. So step 1 is you've got to have a desire to make a change. So when it comes to finances, I want to stop wasting money. I want to stop spending on the wrong things. I want to change. Okay, what's step 2? Step 2 is that you have to prepare and gain some knowledge and understanding about what it is you're trying to do. So if, for instance, you tend to be just every night on your way home from work buying some takeaway because you're too tired, the knowledge and preparation that you need to do in order to stop that happening is to think, okay, I'm not allowed, if I'm going to make this change, I will not be eating Hungry Jack's or KFC or whatever, Chinese, Indian, whatever, after work. So what am I going to do? Ooh, I can't cook. So the knowledge would be, how do I make a meal? What kind of meals can I make? How much money will I need? How much time will I need to prepare? Do I need to make the meals the night before, after I've eaten another one? Do I need to make a big batch? Do I need to freeze a lot of meals on the weekend and then I can defrost in the morning? How are you going to do it? That's what I mean by preparing and gaining knowledge. If you haven't got a skill, you might have to learn, you might have to go to lessons, you might have to get somebody that you know to teach you or go to classes, but you've got to prepare and you've got to gain the knowledge that you need. Step 3 then is to actually take action. All right, so you've made the decision that you're going to change, or you want to change. You've done the preparation, and now you've got to gear up. Right, and if we use the takeaway, for instance, I'm going to stop going to the takeaway on Monday. What do I have to do this weekend to be ready for Monday night's dinner so I don't go to the takeaway? And how will I remember not to go to the takeaway? Because sometimes it can be such a habit that you jump in your car and your car drives you there. What? I just landed. It sounds a ridiculous thing, but actually it feels like you just landed because it's a learned behavior. So, you know, one of the things that I do, I forget, one of my bad habits is forgetting to put petrol in the car. And I never look at the petrol gauge, never. And then sometimes I can be at the traffic lights on my way somewhere and I think, oh my goodness, the sign has come up for low fuel. How did that happen? Well, I'm in a rush to go somewhere. I'm always in a rush to go somewhere. So I have a packet of mints that sit at the side of my dashboard. I pick it up and I put it at eye level near the speedometer, near the steering wheel. So when I turn my car on, when I get my car and I turn it on, I can see the mints and I think, what's that for? I've got to go for petrol. Okay, so this is what I mean. So you get in your car after work, let's do the takeaway thing, and you think, how am I going to remember that I'm cooking tea tonight? Well, I'm going to put a sticker on the steering wheel. You are having lasagna for tea and it's in the freezer. Whatever it needs to be. You know, this doesn't have to be what you're trying to change, but I'm giving you an example. So you take action, you actually do it. So you prepare, you have the knowledge, you get ready, and you do it. Now, let me warn you in advance, you do need to know that sometimes you will hit a roadblock. If we take the takeaway, for instance, as an example, you can have had a bad day at work, you've got a phone call from home, there's all dreadful stuff breaking loose at home, you're not going to have time to make a meal, I'm going to go to the takeaway. Firstly, that's quite normal that every now and again we all need takeaway because life gets too busy. So differentiate that between what you're used to do and your new behavior. Because step number 4 is maintaining your new way of life. So in order to maintain it, you might have to give yourself a few days off. On the weekend, can I buy out? Or can I buy out on a Wednesday? And use that as a special treat. So really think about this. How can you maintain? But, for example, if you just say, I'm over this, I'm sick of cooking, I'm going to go to the takeaway, and you see yourself then starting to go back to the takeaway, you then have to, step number 5, forgive yourself and start again. So this is where I said you're going to have to revisit step 1 many times. Do you want to change? So you've made a mistake. If we use the takeaway as an example, I've been to the takeaway 2 days. I am hopeless. The sort of language that we say to ourselves is dreadful. It's very detrimental. So I would be saying things like, I'm a failure. I can't do this. I'm hopeless. Very bad language. You wouldn't even say that to your best friend. So then say, no, I just fell over. It's like learning to walk. We don't slap our children when they fall over, when they're learning to walk. We stand them up again and we cheer them and we wait for them to come to us. So it's the same with yourself. You've fallen over a couple of times, you've made a mistake, you've gone back to old behaviours. Right, do you want to change? Yes. And I was going really well. Remind yourself, I was going really well. I did 4 days of cooking in this instance, and I did really well. I do want to change a few things because I don't like the way that is. I don't like the taste of that recipe. You know, you can start to really have a look and refine it so that you can maintain it and then take action again. Get right back. Remember those steps. You know, a good part of step 5 in forgiving yourself is that forgiveness is great. We often don't forgive ourselves. We think we're the worst thing. We say, no, okay, we made a mistake. Step 6 is contemplation. What went wrong and why? This is really important. And do you know what? I've watched a couple of my grandchildren when they're learning to walk. You can see them assessing what they did wrong. If they just wait a little bit longer, get their balance, then move that step and wait instead of running and falling over, you can see them. It's all going on in their mind. We have to do the same. What went wrong? So if I use the takeaway as an example, why did I go back to the takeaway? Well, I'm sick of cooking. All right, well, do you need 1 day a week when you go to the takeaway and really enjoy it? Go to a takeaway that you absolutely love and make that your focus of the week. I'm going to have takeaway. Oh, it's takeaway night tonight. Great. And really enjoy it. Do you need to do that? Do you need to get some better recipes? Do you need to make more preparation? Do you need to change the way that you're doing a particular meal? You know, all these things ask the question, what went wrong? Well, I really don't like that. I don't like what I've made. That's why I'm going to the takeaway. That's a very good reason. We'll make something else. All right. So contemplation, what went wrong? So you will always have to go back to the beginning. Make your preparations. So you change your mind, make a decision to change. Preparations, then take action. How do you maintain your lifestyle? Forgive yourself when things go wrong and then contemplate why did they go wrong and then make the changes. Eventually, if you keep doing that, you will make some changes. So if it comes, for instance, to savings and not wanting to spend on ridiculous things, one of the things that I learned to do many years ago was, I don't go out to the shops very often. I'm usually quite a busy lady. And when I do go to the shops, I love it because I never get there. But what I've learned to do is I go, and then if I see something I like, I think, I really do like that. And I do a bit of an assessment. I go, is it on sale? Is this the best price I can get it at? Is this just a whim that I'm just in the mood for liking this now? Or is this something that I've wanted for a while? Will I never get this opportunity again? Is it really the best thing that I want to spend my money on? And so sometimes I'll actually go and get a coffee, because a coffee's a lot cheaper than the thing that I'm going to buy. And I sit there and I give myself a good talking to, and I find out, is that what I really want? If it's a very expensive item, I'll actually, in some instances, just go home and I'll think about it. I'll talk about it with my husband. Do you think that's a good idea? I've been wanting one of those for ages. It's not a bad price. It's a bit more than I wanted to pay. Then you get the opportunity to shop around, compare prices. You might end up with a better deal. But then actually, yeah, I'm going to go and get that. So then go back to the shop and buy it. That's what I've learned to do, because then I don't do anything on the spur of the moment. One thing I will break that rule for is if I see an outfit that I absolutely love and looks great on me, I will buy it. And that's because I don't buy clothes very often. I am very picky with what I wear, and I know what my style is, and I know what I like and what I don't like. And it's sometimes very hard to find. And so if I see what I like, I know I'm never going to get to the shops again for another 6 months, I'm going to buy it. So there are exceptions, all right? And you need to know yourself. One of the big things is you need to start thinking about who you are. What do you want in life? Are you happy with the trajectory that your life is on? Do you want to make some changes? Do you want to improve? Do you want to improve your standard of living? Do you want to go on holiday every year? Do you want to have a better wardrobe? Do you want to have better relationships? Do you want to have a happier family? Do you want to be able to give to a particular charity? All these things. Assess your life. And then ask, well, how can I do it? Well, I need to change that. That's stopping me. How do I change? I'm going to change. Let's gain the knowledge and the understanding to do it, and then let's do it. And realize you will make a mistake and you'll fall down. That's human behavior. But get back up again, forgive yourself, contemplate, move forward. So let me just tell you those steps again. Step 1 is having a desire to change. Step 2 is your preparation and getting ready, gaining the knowledge and the understanding that you need to move forward. Excuse me. Step 3 is take action. Step 4 is maintaining your new way of life. You might need to have people around you that's saying, how are you going with that? I'm not doing very well. Please help me. Get people around that are going to help you. Step 5 is forgiving yourself when things go wrong. And step 6, contemplation, what went wrong and why. And that will help you to change your behaviors. The more you do it, the more changes you make, and you'll become this amazing person that you are a lot happier with the way that you are behaving. All the best.